money. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not good for the markets. So that's actually terrible for the markets. Why are these all tariffs happening? So I'm going to be talking also about tariffs effect on crypto. Tariffs and crypto, how do these affect? So one thing with tariffs and crypto is that they are very correlated. In the context of crypto, wait, I got to check this. There's an article here. So it says in a context, what are tariffs? Tariffs are government imposed taxes on imports or exports between country. Tariffs, President Trump announces 35% tariff on Canada. Canada. So Trump, I'm doing more political tweets because I enjoy talking politics, not just crypto. And politics and crypto is very intertwined. Like it's very connected. It's like a string of webs. So here's a big thing: how tariffs impact crypto, a beginner's guide. Understanding the basic role of tariffs is essential for recognizing the indirect impact on the value and usage of crypto assets. Tariffs are typically used to increase the cost of foreign products. So everybody knows what tariffs are, but I'm just going to give a quick update on it. Tariffs basically mean that the government is going to get money when you sell something. So there's a big shipment of food, the government is going to get money on that. Tariffs influence the crypto market. When countries impose tariffs, it actually is bad for the stock market because all these trades that were building up for 100, 200 years are getting destroyed. Basically, all these trade deals, like in medieval times, we had tons of wars and we had people fight over bread. That is because we had no basic diplomacy. And over time, people thought, oh, wars are bad. A lot of people die for no reason. Let's stop the wars, right? And that's exactly what we saw now. We saw people growing for peace, even though there's one smaller war there and here that I'm not going to mention, that I don't want to have on this channel right now, because I'm focusing on the tariffs. You can actually see that tariffs can indirectly affect crypto by increasing investor interest in non-sovereign assets, driving up demand for borderless financial tools, triggering capital flight from volatile economics. I mean, the most important factor is how tariffs affect the stock market. So if you guys don't know, tariffs and stock market is actually very intertwined. And when stock market goes down, the crypto market goes down because the crypto market is very small right now. But what I'm worried about is if we get more and more tariffs, Trump might cause a short-term market crash. So SPX. SPX has fully recovered now. Actually, I'm going to do it like this. So let me see that. Snipping tool. Let's see and open this. So I'm going to just post this on Twitter so you guys can see it. And I'm going to close this website because I'd rather explain something myself. So if you check the stock market, SPX stock market, SPX and crypto stock market have now fully recovered. So look at this dip that you can see right here. That's because of the tariffs. So S&P 500 is back. S&P 500, crypto, coins. And this is like the short-term effect of tariffs. It might crash in the short term, but what Trump is doing is he is buying his time with politics. And he is buying himself negotiation. Why is he doing trade deals with China? They don't need more money, right? The US doesn't need more money. He's trying to negotiate with these countries that the countries come back and say, hey, can we work this out? Yeah, it can be 5% instead of 15. Oh, yeah, we'll do it. Okay. Or let's not do that. This is so bad for our country because a lot of the stock market is dependent on the US. So such a big, in the US, you have basically everything. You have the chips, the computer chips that come from Taiwan. You work with that. You have all the big cryptocurrencies, all the big companies, the weapons market. That is huge, right? So here you can see that when you do this on Canada, this is actually a very power move, very much power move. You try to go political and try to find where crypto will go from there. So that is something that you guys might realize, is that tariffs are just a short-term market crash for crypto. And why is Trump doing tariffs? Is because he's negotiating for more power. So that is literally it. It's a political move for more power. So I think, if we see 90% tariffs, yes, the markets might crash, crypto might crash, but once that is done, it will recover, and it will recover stronger, because there's always, we saw that with Europe, we saw it with China, we saw it with all these big nations, even, and the smaller nations don't even make it in the headlines, like Serbia, Bosnia, Philippines. They didn't even get in mainstream news, because these are like third world countries for the US, and they don't make enough economic power to even matter for the mainstream media. They don't affect people that much. And I think these tariffs are basically a political play that will play out in the long term for the USA. A lot of countries like maybe Europe and other places, they might not benefit from it as well. We don't know, because we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But it's not just Trump going crazy. I think it's a very smart person. I think it's a manipulative thing to do. But that's the power of politics, right? There's no rules in politics what you can and cannot do.